Jadi macam ni lah setiap hari. Setiap hari bangun 4.30, pukul 5 dah keluar rumah, all the way to KL, drive all the way to KL, pick her up. So I'm gonna miss this. This is gonna be my last time doing this, but I'm gonna miss this because it makes me more productive whenever I wake up early in the morning and pick her up. Then I always start my day strong. Like I like to think of it that way because when I meet her, I think she brings a lot of energy and we start right. Morning.
Oh man, I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, you got cameras and all today, huh?
Are you?
I'm good. So cameraman, like, because she likes to comment on my drip, even when I have like a very like sick drip. So these shoes might not go well with the pants, but if you look at,
They don't go well with anything.
if you look at the t-shirt closely, like right, like there's yellow here, yellow. There's blue, there's green. So yeah, the drip is actually sick, pretty sick. She's a hater.
It's not sick.
So comment down below if you think this is, if I got the drip. Because I do.
Comment down below if you think it's ugly.
I'll be getting a lot of comments. No, but if you look at like the whole thing, right? It makes sense. Like the whole outfit. No, you're being a hater. You just wear black all the time.
You look like a 6-year-old.
Do you know Nemo? Nemo's friend?
Yeah.
Ellen, what's his name? Dory, right?
Yeah, Dory, the blue one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look like Dory right now. Ellen, right? It was Ellen.
Why do you feel like you look like Dory? Dory wasn't orange though.
It was blue.
Oh, just the shoes maybe.
Feels weird. Let's make 3 from the top. Yeah, 1, 2 step stationary.
Okay.
Two.
Let's see.
Right. Okay, Euro. Oh, are we actually going hard today?
Huh?
2.
For 3? We're only going for 30 minutes.
Dribble combo. Take 3. Boom, boom, boom. Floater. Okay, but we're using the glass, so maybe from
Glass.
45. Yeah. Let's make 3. One. So what we're doing is not just normal snatch, it's stiff leg. So it's like a boom, boom, straight ball. Oh! 2. Woo! Glass. 8. 9. What's going on, guys? We're back with another episode of Bucket or Trash. Today we have a very, very special guest, all the way from the United States of America. Give it up for Aalia Carlson.
Applause. Round of applause.
So Aalia, like, let's go straight. Like, tell us a bit about yourself.
So actually, I came to Malaysia when they won gold, the SEA Games, and I met Key at the Gem in the Mall, which is in Cyberjaya. And then since then, he's been tracking my progress playing NCAA basketball at QC and then at my new school at UMSL, and seeing how well I've done, and then decided to come back. But I'm originally from Jersey. I always say I'm a Jersey girl, but just
New Yorker.
Yeah, but my last 2 years of high school, I moved over to Indiana, so that's where I'm staying now. And I'm going to college in Missouri.
So Key is Tan Kee Hen. He's also the General Secretary of MABA. He used to work for Cleveland Cavaliers. So I know like he's one of the best guys there. So we are in good hands because of him. What is the difference? You've been here for quite some time now. What is the difference in terms of basketball culture between Malaysia and also USA?
I think we talked about it before a little bit, but I feel like the work ethic and the amount of time that people spend in the gym here compared to the amount of time that athletes spend in the gym in the US is much different. Especially, you know, being around a lot of NCAA basketball players, a lot of them spend, super early mornings in the gym, super late nights in the gym. They enjoy being in the gym, and they enjoy playing pickups, going to runs. But here, I don't see it as much. I see a little bit more like people at the park are mainly here for recreational reasons and not here to actually work on their craft. So I feel like the work ethic and the amount of time spent on the court is a little bit different in terms of culture.
Okay. So, like here in Malaysia, there are people that actually. Oh, I think we need to explain the terms also. You said gyms, right?
What do you mean?
Gym. You said workout. Workout means in American term it means grind, basketball practice, right?
Oh yeah.
And gym is considered like a gym is a court.
Court, yeah.
So you don't say we call workout like a lift session. They call it lift session, like proper lift session. Okay. So I feel like people here they do grind. Okay, like myself coming up. I used to practice in the morning, 7 to 9. In the evening, usually we would just play 5 to 7. Then at night we would again grind, or like you say, workout. But we don't do a lot of lift sessions, a lot because we were not exposed. Even I'm not aware of the importance, right? So moving on, what is between mobility exercise? We've done that a lot.
Right.
Mobility, skills, and also strengthening.
Okay.
Which one do you think is the most important?
Well, if you ask Coach Keen at SFL, I worked as an internship with him. He would say all three are as important. And he constantly got on me about not doing enough strength and just spending a lot of time on the court. But they're actually equally as important because one doesn't work without the other. You're not going to be able to use your strength if you're not mobile, right? So you have to work on all three. But I spend a lot more time on the court than I do in the weight room. But weight room is very beneficial for you to increase your speed and your performance.
True, like people here, maybe some of the semi-pro athletes, they do lift. But I feel like not a lot of people do mobility exercise. How important is mobility exercise?
I think you would be surprised because in the US, a lot of people actually do mobility and stability. So usually before my training sessions with my team or before any lift session, we're required to do mobility and stability with our coach or our trainer beforehand. But here it's not, they do.
Oh no. I can't do this.
Intermission.
I'm sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, mobility.
I feel like people here, if they go to SFL, if they train there, a lot of them know about mobility and stability, but a lot of athletes don't know a lot about it.
Yeah. How big of a difference can it make? Let's say if you do mobility exercises.
Well, actually, I ran through some mobility exercises and stability stuff with him before he played, and you can ask him how he did, actually.
Yeah. So we did a lot of hip. We did some.
We did some shoulder
ankle, T-spine rotation, right?
T-spine rotation.
Okay, let's not spill too much. So instead of doing this type of crossover, I can actually go lower.
Much lower,
like snatch, I can go lower, and I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like I'm a lot faster when I do it.
A lot lighter.
A lot, maybe a lot lighter. Yeah. Maybe that's the right term. Maybe not faster, lighter. Yeah. So it helps me a lot. So I hope to those who are watching, never leave your mobility exercises. Okay, third one, skills. So when we talk about skills, I think I get criticized a lot for teaching the younger players, or even you. I get so many people like dissing me on Instagram stories and stuff, saying that I'm too focused on the back work, or I'm just all about bags. Like whenever I teach somebody, it's all about bags. And whenever I teach like young players, they would come to me and they would say, "Coach, can you give me like a new bag? Like, can you teach me like a new move?" I'm like, "What? So yeah, what's your take on that?
Well, I think, right, so a lot of people criticize that, you know, what they see, especially on Instagram,
Yeah.
is they see us do these moves and that, but they don't see the foundation that we've built, that I've built already, right? They don't know that I've already got the normal crossover, every move I already have in my bag, but I like to challenge myself and make it harder. I want to dribble and lose the ball because then it shows that I'm challenging myself. So if I do just simple moves, I'm not challenging myself.
True.
So you usually make it a lot harder by making me do these new moves that I've never done before because I don't really play street ball style, right? So also it's like important because when people ask you to teach them about the bag, like and to add to their bag, most of the time they don't have a foundation built already, right? So I feel like you can't do those types of moves if you don't have a strong foundation, right?
I agree. I agree.
But most of the stuff we post on social media is just because it looks nice, right? But you don't see the other 2 hours we spent just doing basics, pull-up jumpers, threes. We don't post that, you know, as much as the bag stuff because the bag stuff is what people want to watch, right?
I think we only posted that once.
Yeah, and it was
of you
maybe
doing-
once or
Yeah,
twice.
that was like once, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, because like me, I've gotten a lot of hate throughout my coaching career because I'm a street baller. That's my background. So people look at me as a street baller and they would teach. I got players like Tan Chi Sheng and Zhen Yang. Their coaches, their former coaches would say like, why are you training with this guy? Are you learning how to dance or something? Like, they don't know that, like me, in my case, I'm a student first. I'm a student of the game first before I'm a street baller.
Right.
Like, I love the game. Like, I study the game every night. Even when I don't get enough sleep, I'll still study it at least 1 hour. I'll do like a video session. So last night, funny story, last night I was coaching my a team that I'm coaching, EY, Ernst and Young. So they didn't know, like a lot of them didn't know like I could play. They know I can coach.
Yeah.
Or maybe through the sessions, like they finally figure out like, okay, maybe this guy is for real, right? Because of my content creation, like the videos that I post, like all these funny skits, and also my streetball background. When I played, they were shocked. Like, I'm serious. Like, they were shocked. Like, I was like posting them up. I was like throwing all these dimes, pushing the ball, pitching the ball forward. I think they were surprised by the fundamental, how strong my fundamental was. So that's what people don't understand. Like with us, people don't understand that. They see all this dribbling and stuff. They don't understand that we've worked on that.
Yeah.
And plus, let's say if it's a jab step, right? Instead of like a normal jab step, we do hip to hip, then we rocker. We are very detailed.
Right.
And also our trainings are very intricate. Right. Let's say like, it can go as simple as let's say you make shots, 5 shots, instead of like 10 makes, which might be easy for you, make 10 swishes.
Right.
Yeah, that's how we make like the fundamentals harder.
Yeah.
So we can be doing the same thing the rest of the kids the youth are doing, but we do it harder.
Right.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
And it also helps that I'm coaching you because whenever you train, whenever you practice, you always go hard. Your intensity level is always up here. Your level of focus, especially when you shoot, is like up there. It's none other. I've never coached somebody like you. Never. Okay. Oh yeah, which brings me to my next point, NCAA.
Okay.
Can you run through a day in the life of an NCAA player?
Okay. It really depends on the year, at like what point in the year, because we have preseason and then we have our normal season, then we have postseason. So it really depends, but say I'm going back next week and we start preseason. Preseason is full of conditioning, right? They're trying to get you in shape for the season, so we spend a lot of time running. We might do some hill runs.
Oof.
We might do some serious like Indian runs, if you know what they are.
Oh, Indian runs, yeah, it's hard, bro, it's hard.
Suicides, we call them champions. We do lots of 17s. So focus mainly on conditioning. So a day in the life would be either some sort of, wake up, training, then conditioning, and then you probably have to get up your own shots and then at some point during the day, you're going to have a lift session as well. So you're when you're in NCAA basketball, you're very committed to your schedule because it's not like you can take a day off just because you're tired. You're required to show up to every single session unless you're injured, and even if you're injured, you still have to be there, present. You still have to be present unless you're concussed or you have a concussion or something serious like that. You stay home.
Concussion, they have a protocol, right?
Concussion, there's a 2-week protocol.
2 weeks,
but
2
it
weeks.
depends on the level, the severity.
Severity. Okay. Okay. So it's lift sessions. Okay, let's say like your what do you call it? Summer workout. So it's lift. Preseason workout.
Yeah.
So it's hill runs.
Yeah.
It's intervals.
Yeah.
Then it's. Do you lift before you work out?
We usually lift first.
You lift first. Oh yeah, you told me about it.
Yeah, I lift first.
Why do you lift first?
You want to lift first because after you run, your muscles will probably be deteriorated to a certain extent. So if you lift after you run, it could be damaging to your muscles for sure. Yeah, you could end up with some tears.
That's knowledge right there.
Yeah.
Okay. You are on a full ride, right? Meaning you, like everything is sponsored.
Yeah.
Sports scholarship. So how can one get recruited?
So we have lots of different ways to get recruited, but depending on how good you are, you can either get recruited in high school, you can get recruited in AAU, which is what we call travel basketball.
Okay.
Where it's pretty much like Malaysia, how they have clubs. You join a club and then they have these huge tournaments that you go play in.
Yeah.
But they have these huge tournaments like Battle in the Borough, Run for the Roses. These are like huge tournaments. There's like thousands and thousands of girls. And then you go play, a lot of college coaches will show up depending on what court you're playing at. College coaches will come to your court and watch you play, and then either they offer you there, they keep watching you, they offer some sort of interest, and then that's how you can get your scholarships. And then from there, if you say there's a school that you didn't get and you wanted to get, you can always reach out with your film. You can send them some film through via email, or get in contact on Twitter, Instagram, DMs. Yeah.
So, okay, because our first episode of Bucket or Trash of this series was with Dexter Louis. So he's one of my players. He's studying like in Monash University. So he has this very American mind of thinking. So he always posts his highlights and with the stats like 30 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. He would post that every game, after every game. So I asked him like, why are you doing this? He said, this is how we get noticed. This is how coaches recruit there in the States. I'm like, yeah, but it's not possible because you're in Malaysia. You never know, right? That's why he said. And maybe he does email it to them. I'm not sure. So it does work, guys. So you can keep posting your highlights and who knows,
So for me, I actually have 2 separate accounts. I have my personal account and then I have a basketball account.
Do you mind sharing your? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you can follow my personal account. I probably won't follow back because that's just for family, friends, and me, right? But basketball account I specifically made to post all my highlights. So I wouldn't suggest mixing both your personal life and your basketball. You want people, like especially college coaches, if that's your goal, trying to get recruited, to put only basketball, all your highlights, your work ethic, you in a data life, you grinding, you spending time in the gym. So if you look at my basketball Instagram, it's full of just my work, how much work, and then my results.
Walk-ons. What does it mean? Walk-ons. I hear that every because a friend of mine had received a scholarship to study in the US, one of the colleges, I can't remember. So he said he didn't get a sports scholarship, but he wants to play ball there. He's really good. Mind you, he's really, really good. So he said maybe he'll just be a walk-on. So I was like, what is a walk-on? Can you just explain?
Yeah. So a walk-on is basically someone who, it's self-explanatory, walks onto the team, which means that you come in with no prior recruitment. So you either just reach out to the head coach or something and just let them know that you would like to try and be a walk-on on their team, and whether they have spots for walk-ons. Most teams, especially Division 1, have 2 walk-on spots available. So that doesn't mean that they're going to take you if you ask, but you can always ask, and they can always see if you have, or if you're good enough to be a walk-on, because you still have to be a certain level to even walk on, right? But most walk-ons, they don't get a scholarship, and they might never get a scholarship for their 4 years, but depending on their level of progress and how well they do, they can actually earn a full ride or a partial scholarship,
Okay, what are the percentages though? Like,
I'm not
how many of them like made it? Like, how many of them that you know?
I know of one, actually, because I actually only know 3 walk-ons. 2 weren't serious about basketball, but 1 was actually serious. This was when I was at my Division 1 school, University of New Orleans. There was actually a girl on the team who walked on, and I think by the time she reached her junior year, which is her 3rd year, she was able to get a full ride. And a full ride comes with a lot, because it pays for school, books, it pays for your apartment, it pays for your food, everything is covered, and a stipend as well.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. How about tryouts? Do you do any tryouts? Like, do you
Not really.
all these colleges, do they do tryouts?
Tryouts is usually not really, because that's considered like high school kind of level. But depending on the school, say if the school needs more players, you saw at TCU they held that tryout, you know, where they're in a very tough situation and they just need players quick, right? Actually happened at QC. We held a tryout one time because we didn't have enough players on the team at the time. So
to scrimmage?
No, we didn't. A lot of people were either leaving the team or whatever happened. So we needed to bring in new people, so we held a tryout. So it's very rare, but it does happen. It does happen, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Like, okay, I got another question. So you've been an NCAA player for what? How many years? 3 years? 4 years?
4 years.
4 years,
yeah.
right? So what, if you don't mind sharing, what are the highs and lows that you've gone through as an NCAA player?
The highs.
You can keep it short. You can keep it short.
Yeah, I guess you could say like the highs are very high, meaning that you can play very well, right? And you can have a good stretch of games, and you could feel like the best. You know, you can feel like your confidence level going up, but then there's times where either yourself based on performance, or also sometimes your coach can have a lot to do with how low you can become, because especially if you're not performing and if you don't have a coach who's willing to work with you and who just keeps putting you lower and lower, you can get into a really bad place. And we talked about this yesterday, like mental health in the NCAA is not talked about enough, or especially in basketball in general. It's not talked about
because I don't hear about it. Like, we hear people like players like Ben Simmons. So me, because I'm a guy, so I feel like he's just making up excuses, right? When that happens, and or maybe like it's.
What about Simone Biles? 2021, Simone Biles.
Oh yeah.
One of the greatest athletes in the world dropped out because of mental health. It's a serious thing.
Yeah, it's serious, but especially if you're a man, we like to think of it as you're just weak.
Mentally
you're just weak-minded. Because I think I've gone through mental health. Like, I might get like a lot of slanders for this, but yeah, I think sometimes when I lose, or when I get into like all this drought, scoring drought or whatever, like I lose, so I keep failing. I think everybody goes through it for like at least a few weeks. Right. So you try to, as a man, you try to like, put that aside and toughen up, like man up. So what do you think like we should do if a person is going through that?
Well, it's a good thing to remember your strengths and to remember, the amount of work that you put in. I think believing in yourself is really important. So if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you, right? That's very hard. But I also think that some people reach a point in their life where they actually need real help. They need professional help, whether you're a man or a woman, because especially like we talked about in the Asian culture, right? It's a little bit harder to tell people about mental health because it's considered, like you're mentally weak, or you're not pushing through, or you're
Asian culture.
Yeah, it's the Asian culture, right? Excuse me, sir. We're doing. Excuse me.
Or we get these friends every now and then.
Yeah.
They'll come and visit.
This is Bob.
That's Bob?
That's Bob right
Oh, I've
there.
never heard of that name.
I don't know. I just named him. They all look the same.
On your very last day. Okay. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Moving on, like you work out, you have worked out with a lot of the NBA players. Josh Giddey, Zach Levine, what's his name? Pelicans.
Dice.
Dyson Daniels, a lot of these guys, even people like Haley Van Lith and all that. So you've worked out with all these people. So what separates a regular NBA player and an all-star?
So the main difference is the work ethic, right? So the amount of time they spent in the gym. Some, like an all-star, would spend the morning, like waking up, getting there at 5 a.m., starting their training at 5 a.m., take a quick break, go again for another 2 hours, take a quick break, go for a lift session, take a quick break, go for another training session. So it really depends on, like, especially if they're an all-star, they spend almost all day in the gym. Like, they spend a lot of time in the gym.
A lot is how many times? Like
It could be 4 to 5 sessions.
4 to 5 workout sessions or lift sessions?
4 to 5 sessions, but then like a lift session on top, maybe a lift session on top, yeah.
Ooh.
But they also spend a lot of time with recovery as well.
This is who?
I'm not saying.
Oh,
I don't
no,
wanna-
we're not saying. We're not saying.
Yeah,
We're not saying. Yeah. So yeah, I know who, but yeah,
We're just gonna
we gotta keep
keep it.
confidential. Okay. So like when I train you, like I said it just now, your intensity is always like, let's say we work out for like an hour and a half. You would go hard every drill. Sure, there's sometimes like a complaint like, man, why you trying to do to me, like there's a lot of that. But whenever you start dribbling, like you'll go really hard. So I tried the same thing with my boys. They couldn't stand. They can go hard, like real solid, for 40 minutes, 45 minutes max. You can go that. I think that's what separates you and the rest, and your level of focus, especially when you shoot. Even when I'm making jokes and stuff, like when I start doing like those, can she miss though? Like that would always get you, right?
Yeah.
But remember that time when you had. Oh, there was this time. Okay, I'm still mad at myself for this.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
I think that was like a month ago. So there were like hundreds of kids on this court. Hundreds of kids. Hundreds. Like a lot of people. So we were doing +1 -2, right?
Yeah, +1 -2.
+1 -2. +1 -2 is when. So you gotta when you make 1 3, it's considered 1. So she has to get to 7.
7, yeah.
So she was missing. I think. Did you failed for like two times, right?
Yeah, and then we got. I think that one that I did make it, I was like already at negative something. And then we went all the way back up.
Oof.
Yeah.
But that was so crazy because when she made like one shot, the crowd, like the kids were saying, "Oh," and when she missed, they were saying, "Oh." It was like the ooze, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was so crazy." I was laughing. We were laughing.
Yeah.
At first, but then she started like locking in. I've never seen that look that she had. I will never forget that. Like that was like laser focus. That was crazy. That was a moment.
Well, it was a moment, but with all those people there,
Oof.
every time I made the shot, it was like everyone screaming, and then I missed the shot, everyone's like, "Oh man." So it's just like I knew I couldn't leave without completing the mission, right? So I just something clicked, I locked in, and I got it done. Yeah. That was after I had so much adrenaline and like my heart was pounding. It was crazy. But and then there's some guys that actually come to the court and they're on the other side of the court. And they were watching as well, and they should have been recording, but instead they were watching as well.
I did not have my tripod on. I was so mad that they didn't record it.
No.
But I had goosebumps when that was happening.
Yeah.
I had goosebumps. That was
I think
so
we talked
crazy.
about it for like the next 2 hours.
I remember going back and I told one of my boys, I told Vida about it, and he said, "Did you get it on tape?" I said, "No." Why not? He was so pissed. Like,
Yeah.
oh my
I wish
god.
there was like security cameras or
Oh
something.
my.
It was a moment though, but I'm
Still.
really glad that it went the way it did, because even like the kids, like the support, it felt amazing just to
Wow.
have them there.
Yeah. So since we're on the topic, if your whole passport works out well, I feel like you would bring a lot of fans in. A lot of people will will grow into this sport, will love this sport more because of you.
I hope so.
And I like to think of it. I like to think of it this way. I don't know how you think of yourself, especially playing for Malaysia. Let's say if you get the chance. But me, I always think of myself. I'm not a 2 or 3 points difference maker. I'm a 20, 30 points difference maker. When I'm there, even when I'm not scoring, that's how I can impact the game that way. I think you will do that too, to our country. So I can't wait to see it. I think what we experienced was just a glimpse of what you're going to experience. Moving forward, like next year and next year onwards.
Yeah, I think I bring a different style of basketball. They play at a different pace. They play differently here. They score mainly through passing and cutting.
Motion offense, right?
Motion offense and shooting threes. But I think I'll bring a little bit of a change. I like to shoot mid-range pull-ups off the dribble. I like to hit, bounce, shoot. I like to shoot on the move. Most of my shots are actually not set because I don't have time or the space to set, because most of the time I'm getting face guarded.
Yeah.
So a lot of my shots are like sprinting off screens or sprinting, backpedaling, or really, really tough shots. Yeah.
Okay, I can actually vouch for that. Like, this girl right here, she's legit. She's legit. She's so exciting to watch. Like even when she shoots, she doesn't even have to do anything. She shoots, done. I'm like, I would get hyped for a single shot, and I used to don't like I've never watched a women's game before until last year when I covered our women's team for SEA Games in Cambodia. So I got like some sort of respect for them after that. Like, they're legit. But you are different. Like she's even better than a lot of the guys that play here. And I'm not even joking. Like, she's a lot better than me. If we play like a proper one-on-one, I would lose. Like, I'm pretty sure she can actually play in the men's league here. I'm very sure of that. I'm very, very sure of that.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Well,
that'd be fun.
But let's see how your situation works out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Last question. What is the dream here?
Oh, yeah. So actually, I just had a conversation with Key yesterday about this. So I don't know about the 5-on-5 because a lot of the players are getting older, right? So it'd be harder to build a 5-on-5 team, right? But I think the best chance is for me to play 5-on-5, but mainly focus on the 3x3 because I think our best chance of winning gold is through the 3x3. And I think the 3x3 is based on ranking and points system. I just learned about this yesterday. I didn't know anything about it.
I do know.
I've played 3x3 before. The last time I played 3x3 was with Haley Van Lith when I was playing with J-Law.
What was the score?
Haley, I don't remember the score, but Haley was getting ready for the 3x3 to play for the US team, right? And so I was just playing against her. It was tough. It was really tough.
It was close though.
Yeah, it was a close game. It was only like maybe 8-5 ish. It was like a 3-point. But yeah, it's the 3x3 game is a really tough game, so I have to learn how to play the game. It's a little bit different, right? But I think it gives me a lot of freedom to go to work. Yeah.
I can't.
Because the 5-on-5 is too formal, you know?
Yeah.
The 3x3 I can get busy.
No, the crazy part is, I never thought about this.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought about this. Has this ever come across your?
No, I actually, I've always wanted to play 3x3 at some point.
I didn't know this.
But I wasn't thinking about taking it seriously, as serious as I am now, because after I talked yesterday, the idea of it sounds really fun.
Sounds really fun, and you can actually showcase
my skill on a better level.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Let's see, they get like two really, like one really solid big man and another like small forward, right? oh my god, you're gonna be crazy. Like, take over.
That's because I don't really. I love pickup basketball. I've always liked pickup basketball more than like a formal game, right? Pickup is always more fun than a formal game, right? So I think 3x3 is slightly like a pickup game.
It
lets you like. One, there's no coach nagging you, right? The coach can't tell me anything. Once I hit the court, I could be like, well, I'm doing what I want to do, right?
Oh, she trash talks a lot.
No, people don't know about that. You have to play against me first.
Can't wait.
Yeah, but I'm really excited for the 3x3. So hopefully I'll be able to represent the 3x3 Malaysia.
So they gotta get your passport done first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out, how that turns out.
Bob, right now, bro.
Okay, so that is that. That's all I got for today. So I just want to do like a bit of a sharing session with you, like what we've gone through for the past 2 months. I think a lot of people don't know this. I was having health issues. I was having actually problems with my kidney, my blood pressure, everything was high, my cholesterol was high. I told her about it. I didn't want to tell her, but it got to a point where it got serious, like really serious, and I skipped one practice. Yeah, I skipped one practice. So I told her about it, and she started like doing all this like regime, like all this diet that I need to follow. A month after that, I had a medical checkup, so I went to the doctor, and everything gone down. Everything went down like tremendously. My kidney was improving a lot better. My blood pressure, my cholesterol, everything. So people don't know that about her. So she actually saved my life, because one of the doctors told me. I had 2 doctors. One of the doctors told me like, you might pass out anytime you work out. You might, and you're going for a. One of them even said, the same doctor said, I might be going for a dialysis in like 3 months. So now it's reversed, and mainly it's because of her. Okay, so I just want to say thank you for that.
Welcome, of course. I think he gives me a lot of knowledge on the court, and a lot of he gets up early. He takes me here. We always go out to eat. It's always on him. So he pays me back in all sorts of ways, and then with his TikToks that he's constantly sending TikToks.
Just me, mind you.
No, we can't.
Okay. We can't disclose that. We can't talk about that.
Can't talk about
okay.
it. But he actually did a good job of like sending me like the meals he was eating, and I just put together a plan for him, like a nutrition plan, a calorie deficit, intermittent fasting, and we just focused on trying to eat healthy, eat clean, all clean foods as best as we could. And it's not up to me, it's up to him. It's his discipline and whether he decides to listen to me or not. True. Right? That's up to you. And he did, which is good, and I think it obviously benefited you in the long run.
Yeah, so it's not just the basketball. I think people only see us grinding like every day, like practicing. People don't see like what happens off the court. So it's on eating clean. You were on to me like about eating clean.
Right.
You taught me how to talk to my players better. I learned a lot. Like I'm serious, and you taught me how to enjoy the game better. Especially like those things. Like you might not feel like it's a lot, but when I hit the backboard, I was telling you about it. That was like my first time ever. And you said you would have done this. We just play around, So I'm now that I'm a lot older, I feel like because we grind so hard, right?
Yeah.
We practice so hard. So that is actually when we need to have fun on the court.
Yeah.
Because we practice so hard.
Yeah, you earn your time to have fun on the court, and if you're not smiling and joking and having fun on the court, and everything you're taking it too seriously, then you're not enjoying yourself. Like it became more of a job to you, and you've lost your way. Honestly, that's what I think. But because I feel like at certain points you can be very serious, but at certain points I feel like you have to relax. Like you earned your time to
earn your stripes,
play.
right?
Yeah.
Also, we talk a lot also about drips.
Drip is very important.
Yeah, a lot. Like I asked her a lot. Like she's like my fashion consultant now. Like today, this
Not today. I don't
this
know
was
what's
all
going
her.
on
This
today.
is like Dory plus Nemo, like a combination of both. So it's like a full. Was that Disney?
Disney.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Disney. So like
I
we're
don't know.
also Disney fans.
I don't know about the shoes, but the shirt and the pants is clean.
Oh, I'm close then.
Yeah.
I'm close then. Okay, so lastly, I've always told everybody, like people I'm close to, that going to the US is like one of my dreams, one of my biggest dreams. Like not going there to travel, going there to play ball, to do street ball, to meet all these basketball influences, you know,
Yeah.
people I grow up watching, even NBA players. And now there's this quote. I think it goes something like this: "Who you surround yourself with is what your future going to look like." So I feel like now that I'm with you, I've never thought of this day like me coaching an NCAA player. I was so nervous, like you have no idea. I was so nervous when we first started.
This guy, man.
Yeah, and she was also like very proper, the proper type. Like if you look at her socials, she's not that proper. Yeah, she's very chill. She's very chill. So. Yeah, I never thought that day would come, and I feel like I'm one step closer thanks to you. And I think me coaching you would change a lot of perspective towards the local basketball fans. Like, I think they would take me more seriously because I like being a street baller. I like doing all this fancy stuff and content and stuff. But like I said, I'm a student first, right? Student of the game first.
Right.
I think it's the same case with you. So I just want to thank you so much. This is her last day with me.
Yeah,
I
last
was
day.
having trouble like sleeping last night. I was just thinking like, oh my God, there's so much. Yeah, we went through so much, and it's gonna feel weird starting tomorrow, not to wake up in the morning and pick her up and do all that.
Right. Yeah.
It's gonna feel weird.
Yeah,
so.
but we did the grind for two and a half months, right?
Yeah.
2.5 months. Yeah.
Are you burnt out? Like feeling any sort of?
Well, we've been going kind of chill this week before
Yeah,
I
yeah,
go
yeah.
back. Focus mainly on like shooting and stuff. But I think I'm feeling pretty good. But it was a tough couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Because on top of going to training super early in the morning with Nabil, then I had to go straight to Maba to practice. And then sometimes I would have to go to SFL right after that and work until late at night. So my schedule was just like back to back to back.
You
But
have no idea.
I'm glad my mom was able to help me get on some trips and relieve my mind on the weekends.
Even that's not.
Even then, it's not really relaxed. Like there was never like a nice chill day. It was always okay. We're going to Indonesia. Pack your bags.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. Lastly, like if you can share with the rest, the people watching, where can we watch you? How do we watch you? Like your college games this season, where can we watch you?
So the NCAA games will be streamed through their website, so you can just go on their website and just stream the games. But if we make it to the NCAA tournament, then we'll be able to be on ESPN and those avenues. Yeah.
So are you going to share the link?
Yeah, I'll be putting the link on my Instagram if you guys want to watch. But
I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So okay. Anyways, good luck with your season. We really can't wait to have you here.
Yeah,
Like
I'm excited.
I really hope you play a lot in Maba. Like you're gonna gain so many fans. Like a lot of people are gonna love you here. I'm very sure of that. So yeah, have a safe trip. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Ciao.